Hello everybody and welcome to another lovely episode of Cracka, episode 8. I hope everyone just bear with me a little bit. I'm actually, feel like I'm starting to get a cold or something, so a little out of it. We have a new feature on Cracka, created just for the show. The spoiler alert card. Yes, I figured I would give, if I have any kind of spoilers for something, I'll put that up there so that people know what's coming so they don't see it if they don't want to see it. It's been a while since I've done any Cracker episodes, so let's give it a whirl. A couple spotlight things today. No comics there. I'm not doing any reviews on comics. Something else. A different kind of comic, actually. Comedians would be the spotlight for today. I recently went to Wickers on Long Island, Hicksville. Saw two very funny comedians. Scott Pepicure, I think is how you say his last name. The man signed a CD for me. He was very, very funny. I laughed my ass off. And another comedian that was really funny, the Angry Indian Pathik, I believe is his last name. If I get your last names wrong, I'm sorry guys. But both very funny guys, and their careers are going to go whew, right up. Another little spotlight I would like to do is video games. The one video game I got for the holidays was one that I wanted. It's Spider-Man: The Edge of Time. A lot of people ask, "How's the game?" when they see me playing online. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. It's fun. They have a lot of costumes for Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man, regular Spider-Man. Another cool thing is the voice of 2099 is the same guy who did the voice on the animated series, the original animated series, the 94 one, I think it was, which was the good one, the awesome one. So that's pretty damn cool. And I believe the regular Spider-Man is the voice is done by the guy that was on the newer, the Spectacular Spider-Man thing. I'm not 100%. That's what I heard. Anyway, back to the game. It's a pretty cool game. It's a good concept how they made it. It's very, very cool. The story is very well done. The only problem about the game is that it's the same stuff over and over and over. It's the same, like, bad guys, basically. You're constantly fighting, like, either a set of robots or, like, zombie-type mutant characters, but it's just the same thing. And the one thing that's annoying through the entire game is you have to find, like, these keys, like 3 keys to open a door, and it's just sad. That's the only thing that takes away from the game is the repetitive stuff over and over again in the keys. But other than that, everything's cool. The soundtrack is cool on it. The voice actors are awesome. Val Kilmer's in it. He's one of the bad guys. Very cool. It's got a lot of plot twists in there that you really didn't see coming, which is pretty cool. Overall, out of 1 to 10 on the game, I'd probably give it about, I'm gonna say about an 8. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't crappy. It was a cool Spider-Man game. The one thing they gotta really learn how to do, I mean, on any Spider-Man game, they gotta fix the wall crawling. They get it right, but it's always whenever you try to go some other direction or something like that, you get screwed up and you wind up going down when you want to go up, and it's a mess. But anyway, moving on to another cool game that I got is the WWE 12. I'm a wrestling fan. I've been since I was a little kid. This game is the best one I've ever played. It kicks so much ass. There's so much content in there. Like you can create your own arena. You can have all these different matches. They have an Inferno match, which is pretty cool. I thought it was interesting. The custom characters is off the chart. You can pretty much make anything you want. I mean, I've already made Spider-Man. I've made Venom. I've made the Green Lantern, Bizarro, Superman, Supergirl. The list goes on. Thundercats, Mr. T. You can do all sorts of cool stuff in there, and that's really what makes the game such a kick-ass game. Is you can just go to town to make whoever you want, old school wrestlers, anything. I have the old Hulk Hogan in there, plus the DLC that they have, and you can download Edge. I mean, he wasn't in the game originally, but they gave him as a DLC. I heard the Macho Man is coming as a DLC soon. Batista and Mick Foley. The game, there's just, you can't say anything bad about it. The only thing bad is that the AI, even though you can fix it, it's a bitch. The computer, if you're fighting against the computer, it just keeps coming and coming and coming, and it does not let you get like a hit, and you gotta kind of like luck out and run a little bit, and then come after them. But other than that, I mean, the game kicks ass. I'd give it a 10 out of a 10. It's just a flat out awesome game. Moving on to upcoming movies. Ghost Rider's coming out soon in February. The first one I liked. A lot of people didn't like the first Ghost Rider. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it had its problems, but it was a cool all-around movie. I mean, Nicolas Cage, he pulls it off. The new one looks a lot better. It looks kind of like the way the original one should have been. So I guess we gotta wait and see on that one. Another big one is the Avengers. The Avengers. That's gonna be a kick-ass movie. A little bit of a spoiler alert, so you might want to skip ahead like a minute or so. From what I heard, it's a rumor. It's not 100% true. It's just something that somebody apparently heard at a convention, and somebody on the set of the Avengers said that supposedly Spider-Man makes an appearance in the Avengers at some point. That'd be pretty cool, because then you'd really tie it all together. And supposedly the guy who plays Spider-Man, Garfield, he was on the set of the Avengers numerous times, so it's a good bet he might be in the Avengers movie. That would kick ass. And then speaking of Spider-Man, the movie itself, The Amazing Spider-Man, comes out. I wasn't too thrilled with the Lizard choice, because I'm not really a fan of Lizard, but you can't win them all. But the only problem I have with the Lizard more than anything else in the movie is that he looks like the Goomba from Mario Brothers. He really looks terrible. And I also had heard that the web shooters, even though they're on the outside of the costume, which that's cool. You gotta do what you gotta do. It's supposed to come out of the back of his neck, which is a little weird. But that thing got squashed. Apparently, the web shooters are just the way they are in the comics. They don't shoot out of his neck and go through a tube, whatever. They're actually the little devices. So that looked cool. They thank God they did that right. I hope they get it perfect, because Spider-Man's a big deal, and it's just amazing how the simplest things they can just screw up in movies. Another big movie that's coming out that I'm looking forward to, because I'm a huge fan, is Batman. Bane is the villain in this one, The Dark Knight Rises. Another little spoiler, I guess. Spoiler alert. I don't know if it's really a spoiler, but supposedly the whole thing revolves around Ra's al Ghul being resurrected, which, hey, that's cool. Bane looks like he kicks ass, and thank God they had some voice problems with him. He really couldn't understand him, but supposedly they fixed it, I hope. Also, the only one thing that's kind of pissed me off is Catwoman. She's a stripper / like thief now, which is, I guess, like if you ever look at the Batman Year One DVD that came out, she was a hooker / thief. What can you do? I mean, they're bringing her in, but her costume looks like shit. And hopefully they change it and make it a little more like the comics, or something other than just like a regular Robin face mask. But who knows? That pretty much does it for my lovely little episode 8 today. Next week, or actually whenever I get a chance, hopefully I'll be able to do these once a week, or maybe a couple times a week. I'm going to review the Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3, and maybe a couple of the movies, some comics. Who knows? Gotta wait and see. Tune in. Till next time, everyone. Thanks for watching. Later.